Hello guys, today this is the first video of the mini semi build. Don't have a motor on it right now because I'm building the frame. I still got the clutch system in it, and I've started putting together, I've started mocking up the frame for it. So front section and rear section are an old square body Craftsman. Actually, they're an old Roper frame, which is the same frame as a square body Craftsman. The center section, the outer rails are the frame rails out of a wide body Murray. These inner ones are the front A-frame bars off from an old Harbor Freight flat deck that I had, similar to that trailer over there. I still have the Roper hood and body, so somebody lives close to me and they want it, $25, come get it. I've got a 23.5 horse Kohler V-twin that's going to be going in on this. I've got a 6-speed Peerless, or Spicer Peerless. I haven't decided which one I'm going to put in yet because I got one of each that's going to be going in here. They're both 6-speeds. I have, and yes, it's going to be a shaft-driven system off from the motor, so from the rear end. So I've got an old yard machine, that thing over there. I haven't decided if I'm gonna pop the rear end out of it and use that as my rear end, as one of my rear ends, or if I'm gonna put the 6-speed here in the front and then take the original 4-speed and put it here in the back and have it where it sits so I can shaft drive it, and then have the 4 gears in the rear I can go through as well. So I'll have a low low, I'll have low low, high range, and overdrive. Or I could put the 206 and the 4-speed behind it, couple them together somehow, because what I'm thinking is I could put the 206 here in the front, cut the axle shaft off short so it's not hitting the crank on the motor, take a plate and weld it to one axle, put the 206 in and have a shaft running to the 4-speed transaxle I have. Have that chain drive off from that. I'll have to find a 90-degree gearbox, 1-to-1 gearbox I can use, or build chain guide, build a build it so that the chain, when it comes off, it can go over 2 idler sprockets to the 206. This is shaft out, and then it goes into the 204, and I cap one axle shaft off, the forward axle shaft off. I have a plate that with with 2 bolt holes and a piece of a lawnmower wheel I can use, so I can use a piece of keyway from a tire in the center of a regular lawnmower tire to stop that axle from moving, so it runs the rear. And then if I decide to, I can put an F&R in the front, a forward and reverse in the front, and be able to lock it in, have 4-wheel or 6-wheel drive, depending on if I put 2 in the rear. But yeah, this frame, right now as it is going to tip because I do not have an axle under it right now. But she is solid. It does not bend. And you also got 2 pieces of dump steel. 2 pieces of dump angle iron steel bolted to the back section to hold it stable. Hold the frame up in place where I have it right now. Because I don't know if I'm gonna take and bring them rails up towards the top. Because this piece I just got here as a cross member for right now to keep these rails from separating apart. I'm thinking about taking and unbolting these rails where I've got them bolted here and over here on the same side and bringing them up and drilling a hole through the frame and bolting them up higher, and then taking and dropping the bottom section of this, because I'm not going to need these plates, so I can take these plates off. So I'm building my own. I'm just going to take a couple of these small pieces of angle iron here and have them and drill holes into bolted in on the frame where here and here on each side, or wherever I need it to. If I need it to come in a little bit more, I'll probably just bolt it on this hole, these 2 sets of holes on the sides, that big 4 set, have the holes torched out so I can bring the freaking on some of this heavy angle iron so that I can bolt it on right onto there. This hitch might wind up coming off. This hitch is probably going to end up coming off because this is going to sit here. And if I put 2 rear ends in, one setup's going to go on these 4 holes, and then one's probably going to go about, because I haven't decided the tires I'm using yet, because I got to figure out if I'm going to be using hubs or if I'm going to use regular lawnmower tires. So if I'm going to use hubs, I'm going to build the hubs myself. And if that's the case, then I'm going to be using a wheel like these ones that's on my YT16, which is in other videos on this channel. If you want to know about this tractor, go check out those videos. If I use these, I'll have to probably add some on the back of this and slide this axle back to put the other one in and be able to put the tires on. But if I do these big wheels like what's on that, which I have some others around, some others around here somewheres from another machine. Give me a second and I'll find them. I'll find that the one good wheel. If I use this style of wheel, which is probably going to be the most common one that I have on this property, because I don't have too many garden tractors. I got 2 Jacobsons, 3 Jacobsons, a Ford, and a wheel horse, and just a bunch of dump riders that I fixed up. Because that sit there. If I center that between these holes here, that's gonna sit there. And if I use the same size tire as that, they're gonna basically touch, and I can't have that. So I'll have to extend the frame and bring it back a little bit. So I got that gap. So I got a little bit of a gap in between. Anyways, that's the frame and the idea for the rest of the machine, rest of this build. Hope you guys like the video and what you're seeing me do with this. If you do, leave a comment. Next video will probably be more on the little bit more on the frame and getting the rear end to put in it, figuring out what I'm gonna do for the rear end and everything, because I have some 1-inch shaft that I'm gonna use. I have some pieces of 3/4 inch shaft I'm gonna use for it. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.